Hello, this is Kenneth 14621, and here is part 6 of the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Because Hersh's going to run me over, or to, try to get ready to catch him, because I'm going to try to go around him.
Walker led Dallas in rushing over the next 2 years, but it wasn't nearly enough to prevent the Cowboys' slide into the division basement. In 1988, Dallas slumped to a 3-13 record, their fewest wins since the team's very first season. Changes would have to be made, and one of the first was the departure of the only coach the Cowboys had ever had. After 29 years, Tom Landry was gone from the team, but not forgotten in their hearts.
He was just a special man. I don't know I'll ever come across anybody that handled himself in a way that he did and wanted less of the limelight.
He's all you want to believe in a human being, someone that gave a heck of a lot more than he took out of life.
Landry built an expansion team into the NFL's model franchise. The man in the fedora had always been the symbol of the Cowboys. Now he rode off into the sunset, marking the end of a golden era. On February 25th, 1989, the Dallas Cowboys were bought by an Arkansas oil man named Jerry Jones.
I used to have a sign in my office, and it was two buzzards sitting on a limb. And one buzzard was looked over at the other buzzard and said, "Patience my ass, I'm gonna kill something."
That very same day, Jones hired his college roommate Jimmy Johnson to coach the team. Their job was to restore pride into the NFL's most storied franchise. Johnson left the University of Miami with a national championship and a keen eye for talent. But in Dallas, there was little talent to be found, except for Herschel Walker. In 1988, Walker had rushed for over 1,500 yards. 5 games into Johnson's first season, he was traded.
I don't think that anybody could ever imagine what it ended up being for the franchise. When the trade first was made public, everybody thought that we were trading Herschel Walker, our only Pro Bowl player, for half a dozen players that were somewhat either mediocre or whose career was about over with the Vikings. They really didn't anticipate us getting all the draft picks that we got after we finalized the trade.
But the deal would not pay off for some time, and in 1989, a circus act was on display as the Cowboys victimized themselves, playing a laughable brand of football.
It was extremely difficult, and I think there was a very small nucleus of players that really continued to play throughout that whole season and then go into 90, and it was a very frustrating year.
Despite all the losses, Johnson never compromised his passion for the way he felt football should be played.
I'll never forget, I said, "Jimmy, you just gone 1-15. I said, "Obviously you're a tremendously confident person, but you have to have a few questions about yourself and your ability to do this after last year." And he looked me in the eye and he said, "I have no doubt in my mind that we'll win here, and we'll win big. Write it down."
Dallas selects Emmitt Smith, running back from Florida.
The first dividend of the Walker trade arrived in 1990, and it wasn't long before this Cowboy showed the flash of a franchise running back.
Draw play, Smith up the middle, bounces at the 10, to the 5, cut to the right, cut to the left. No! Emmitt Smith,
Smith's development, coupled with the emergence of quarterback Troy Aikman and wide receiver Michael Irvin, marked the formation of one of the most prolific trios in NFL history.
Let's go, let's go!
The following season, the experts set modest goals for the Cowboys, but Jimmy Johnson had other plans.
Romping, stomping, raring to go.
If you went through the year virtually injury-free and did not make the playoffs, would that be a crushing blow?
It won't happen. We'll be in the playoffs.
Brash predictions can be simple when you have Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin to fall back on.
Facing a blitz. He stands, he throws it right over, crossing home. Left tackle pops out to the 30, a block from the right, gets him to the 40, breaking right to the 45. Holy cow, what a great play. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith, 75 yards. Thank you very much. Unbelievable.
Where there was Irvin, there was always Emmitt Smith. And they became the first players from the same team to lead the NFL in rushing and receiving yards in the same season. But the goal of the season was to make the playoffs. To accomplish this, Dallas would need a win against the Eagles, who had previously bullied the Cowboys in 5 straight defeats.
They are making mincemeat of the Dallas offensive line.
But even bullies know that you can't beat what you can't catch.
A cut right at the 40, still going at midfield. Calvin Martin has brought this one all the way for a Dallas touchdown.
And that sends everybody at the Fed home and is going to send the Dallas Cowboys to the playoffs.
A preseason prediction had become reality. The prophecy was fulfilled.
After that game, we just said, hey, we could play with anybody. We really can't play with anybody.
Hey, when you ever go after a big gorilla, you don't ever hit him lightly. You hit him with everything you got. Yeah! What's that, Cowboy? What's that, Cowboys? We here, baby. We here.
In their first playoff game in 6 years, the young Cowboys won a defensive struggle with the Bears.
Down and short. Toss right, Neil Anderson at the 5. He's stopped. And the Cowboys now just kill the last minute 4, and they go home.
A week later, the Cowboys would lose in Detroit. But in just 2 years, they had improved from 1 win to 12. They were now among the NFL's best. Only one goal remained: to win it all. At the start of the '92 season, it was clear that the balance of power in the NFC East had shifted. Smash mouth football had been replaced by speed football.
Deep ball for Harper in the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys! America's team.
America's team was also the NFL's quickest team, with playmakers on both sides of the ball.
Brilliance by Michael Irvin. Brilliant. Trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut. Gets it. Oh, he's still going. He's got the 5. And he's got the NFL rushing championship for the 2nd year in a row.
With the league's best running back, aggressive special teams, and the NFL's #1 defense, the 13-3 Cowboys were poised for the final stages of their championship run.
Well, there you have it. There's part 6 of the history of the Dallas Cowboys. We're just getting into the 90s Super Bowl teams. And the rest of the 90s, and soon will be 2003, which will be the end of this video. Series of videos. So, alright then, hope you enjoyed.